This is a T422 production.
If you want to talk some Simpsons, we do it with distinction. Insert brain here. With Springfield in our vision, our spirit is embiggened. Insert brain here. Flanders, Quimby, Otto, Man, the Hasapima, Pedal on. Insert brain here. We've got Simpsons to ponder. Here comes David and Connor. Insert brain here.
Welcome back to Insert Brain Here, a Simpsons podcast. I'm your host Connor, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Flamin David.
That's me.
Today we're talking about, you guessed it, Flamin' Moe's, the 10th episode of Season 3 of The Simpsons, originally aired date November 21st, 1991.
Very good.
What was Flamin' Moe's about? What was your interpretation of the story of Flaming Moe's?
Well, Connor, this episode was about the sort of setup. Homer's at home babysitting, child-minding his own kids, I guess. You've got Bart and Lisa, as it turns out, is having a sleepover. Bart gets basically accosted by Lisa and her friends. And eventually launching himself out of the second floor window. And Homer decides, I've had enough of this, I'm going out to Moe's. Goes over to Moe's. Moe's is dead. Usual, but less than normal. Homer suggests making a particular drink, what he has coined himself as Flaming Homer. Makes the drink for Moe's right in front of him, steals the name, changes it to Flaming Moe's, and it becomes a massive success. It ends up all over the place. Moe's just blows up. He's making money left and right. We've got one of the guys from another drinks company trying to buy the recipe because he can't figure out what the actual recipe is, the final ingredient that's sort of stumping them. And so the general plot continues of Homer trying to get into Moe's to speak to Moe about it. He's upset about the fact that Moe's stolen his idea, his drink, and making a lot of money off of it. Basically just trying to ignore Homer. Aerosmith rock up at some point, sing a song. And then comes to a clinch. You've got Homer goes a little bit mad. He goes a little bit insane. Starts seeing Moe everywhere, and then rocks up to Moe's Tavern, or Flaming Moe's at this point is called. At the same time as there's a guy there offering Moe $1 million for this secret ingredient, this recipe. Moe is going to split that money with Homer, and Homer spoils it just as he's about to clinch the deal and get that money. He says the ingredient, which is the cough syrup, regular old kids cough syrup. And so the guy snaps the briefcase closed, rips up the contract, and buggers off because he got what he needed, and it saved him $1 million. So he buggers off with that information. And it's soon found absolutely everywhere, sold in every single shop around Moe's. Is basically flaming Moe's of some kind. And then Moe's Tavern is empty once again and desolate. So Homer rocks up for a drink, and they make up basically.
Oh, great recap, David, great recap.
And that's it. That's the end.
Very good. Nice and concise. What's that? Wait, what's that sound?
I don't know.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. That's the sound of Eye on Springfield, the segment of this show in which I I go over characters who made their first appearance in this episode, and David looks at me and he dribbles out of every end. David, this was the first appearance of Eye on Springfield.
It's a good point. Yeah. It really
my
is.
fucking god.
It took me a while to clock on to what you were talking about because the last episode that we did on Insert
right.
Brain here, we said the same thing.
The last episode we did, we watched the first episode and we talked about how Ion Springfield appeared, but it wasn't named Ion Springfield.
Correct.
This is the first appearance of
Ion Springfield in
Ion
The
Springfield, our segment's namesake.
Simpsons.
David, first appearance of Aerosmith.
Yes, that would be the band Aerosmith.
Good.
You want to try that good again? No, you're good with that? Okay.
Let's go now. Good. That's good. That's good content. And don't be taking that good either.
No, I won't. I'll be leaving all this in.
Okay. David, first appearance of Aristocrats bartender.
Aristocrats bartender?
Correct.
Oh, that's the guy that's pointing the shotgun at Homer when he goes to try find another bar.
Wow. Well remembered. That's correct.
Good.
First appearance, David, of Armando.
Armando. Is that the man trying to buy the recipe for the Flaming Mo, as far as he's aware?
Wrong-o. Armando is one of Yuppie Barney's friends in the bathroom.
Oh, so it is, yeah.
David,
Yeah.
first appearance of Raffi.
That's the other yuppie friend?
Yes, very good.
Good.
I considered in the moment of malice shifting Raffi right to the end.
Oh, I
Trying
figured
to
as
trip
much.
you up.
I figured as much.
Burying him in between two obvious ones. First appearance of Huge Ass.
Huge ass. That's the guy that answers the phone. Or gets the phone passed across when he answers to Bart's prank call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First appearance of Harv Bannister.
Harv Bannister. Is he the guy that tries to buy the... I don't remember that guy's name, to be fair.
Yes, David, that's correct.
Holy shit. I actually knew one.
He is the Vice President for Tipsy McStagger's Good Time Drinking and Eating Emporium.
That he is. Tipsy McStagger himself is who Mo really wants to meet, even though he's not a person.
First appearance of Stephanie Brockman.
Is that the bartender that Mo hires?
No. Sorry,
No.
Wrong-o.
Ah, okay. Wait, Kent Brockman. Brockman. Is that Kent Brockman's wife?
Yes. A woman that he comes into the...
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's his wife or his daughter or his mistress or whatever.
Right.
But that's correct.
I should have known that. I should have clocked the Brockman. I just heard Stephanie. I was like, who the hell are all the women in this?
First appearance of Bernard.
Bernard. Is he one of the guys that was specific, like one of the first guys that was asking about the Flaming Mo, the drink, the one that was over at the love sort of machine thing that didn't work?
Wrong-o. Bernard is the bouncer.
Oh, right. Okay. Fair enough.
First appearance of Colette.
Colette. Is that the bartender?
Yes, David.
There we go.
First appearance of Springfield's oldest man.
Yeah, that's he looks a little bit like Mole Man, but slightly different.
Yeah. He's
Up on there.
He's in Ion Springfield.
Yeah.
This is his second. This is the first character, besides retroactively Kent Brockman,
Mm-hmm.
to appear on Ion Springfield and Insert Brain here, and also Ion Springfield on The Simpsons.
Very good. Yeah.
Along with Springfield's fattest man.
That's the one who's not that fat, according to Homer.
Yeah. First appearance of Archer John Porter Martin.
What?
First appearance of Archer John Porter Martin.
I have no idea.
Take a stab in the dark.
Wasn't that guy that was hacking up over at the love machine or anything, was it?
Archer John Porter Martin was a British chemist who won the 1952 Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Martin is doing his presentation on a AJP Martin.
I'm gonna go with that was mean.
That was mean?
That was a mean one.
Why was that mean?
That was he was barely in the episode, and he certainly wasn't in the episode as that. We also heard the last 3 words of Martin's fucking report on this cunt.
Yeah, I mean, he is named in the episode, and his face is seen.
His face is briefly seen, and his name is written on something in the episode.
No, Martin does say his name.
Oh, okay, right.
However, he does say it as AJP Martin.
Oh,
which he was
yeah,
more
he
commonly
does
known
say.
as.
Yeah.
First appearance of John Kalodner.
John Kalodner. I've run out of people to ask about. It's not that guy at the Love Machine again.
He's not in Ion Springfield.
Good, I'm glad you finally told me.
I like to point out, by the way, that I didn't think to include that guy, even though it's his first appearance, but I made sure to include Archer John Porter Martin.
Yes, you did. Yes, you fucking did. Don't know, that was my guess.
Okay, John Kalodner is a music executive who worked with many rock bands, including Aerosmith. He can be seen sitting with them in the booth in their first scene.
You really enjoyed writing this one, didn't you?
I did indeed. I'd like to just point out, once I found out, before we watched the episode, that this was going to be the first appearance of Ion Springfield in The Simpsons, I went out of my way to make this an especially special segment.
Good.
And I relished creating this monster. And I think you appreciated the last one. I think John Kalodner you appreciated more than Archer John Porter.
I did indeed. Definitely.
What was the difference? What made you appreciate John Kalodner? I was pointing out, John Kalodner was impossible to guess. And I'm well aware of this.
Yeah.
Because he's specifically not, we'll get into that in trivia. Archer John Porter Martin is technically named in the episode.
He is indeed. However, Aerosmith are quite a substantial part of the episode. You know, that was a moderate amount of budget would have been blown on that.
Yes.
So, Martin Prince's school report is there for context for Bart's school report. It's not there for anything else.
I thought that after about 52 episodes, David, you would start taking note of characters who seem to be new and their names.
Every time I try, you hit me with I guess someone, and you're like, oh, I never even thought about putting him in there.
When we watched the episode, I thought, I need to get that Love Machine guy in Ion Springfield, and I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
I didn't, I forgot. Do you hear that? It's the fire alarm.
Fuck.
The 3 blind mice, they're flaming! Quick, put them out! Oh my god! Oh, they're dead. They're crisped. Wait, what's this? Oh, some trivia.
Good. Glad that survived.
Well, I've never mentioned this before, but the trivia that's brought to me is on a USB stick, which is burn-proof.
Good.
Aerosmith were the
Glad it's not in the tea leaves like last time.
Well, this one was on a fireproof USB stick. Last time I think it was on tea leaves. It's been on a scroll before. I'm pretty sure they texted it to me one episode.
They did.
Aerosmith were the first band to make a guest appearance on the show.
Mm-hmm.
It was originally planned that Moe would tempt them to play by offering them free beer.
Right.
However, the band asked for this to be changed, as one of the biggest factors of their late 80s comeback was that they'd given up drugs and alcohol. I think the joke works better that it's free eggs.
Yeah, free pickled eggs.
Free pickled eggs, and I'm like, well, alright.
Yeah.
Free beers, that's not really a joke.
No. Yeah, I like that. I like the free pickled eggs.
The man who sits with Aerosmith and has long hair, a thick beard and glasses is actually John Kalodner.
Is he?
Yes. A music executive who worked with many rock bands, including Aerosmith. He is also given a special thanks in the episode end credits.
Glad you told me to turn those credits off before I was able to listen to the Aerosmith song and read them.
You got to the point where it was telling you the fucking animation company. You got
It
past
wasn't the animation company.
his.
Wasn't it?
I saw his name come up on screen and flash by.
Right,
You
fair
were
enough.
looking at me.
Good.
As if you'd have been like, "Oh, special thanks to John Culloden." I better log that in my brain. You didn't fucking log the name of any other character.
True. I did actually, like, as fast as possible, try and read the Aerosmith people, because I was like, this cunt's gonna do individually every fucking Aerosmith member.
Do you want to see? You want to know a little bit behind the scenes?
Sure.
Originally, I did. I wrote them all down individually, and then I looked at it and I was like, I'm not remembering who these guys are, and I changed it to Aerosmith.
I'm fucking glad because I forgot them.
Just so you know, Steve Tyler was going to be last.
Oh, I know he would have been. I'm aware.
Oh, Aerosmith recorded in Boston.
Mhm.
Hank Azaria, who plays Mo,
Yeah.
flew out to record with them. The band's song Young Lust plays over the end credits.
Yep.
A special shortened version of the song was recorded just for the episode.
Nice.
Al Jean based the opening of this episode with Lisa's sleepover
Mhm.
on his own experiences as a child having a sister who would frequently have sleepovers.
Fair enough. My sister used to have quite a lot of sleepovers as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was never fun for me. It was just
Can't say I've ever experienced that.
being an only child.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Catherine O'Hara agreed to provide the voice of Colette the waitress.
Mm-hmm.
However, according to Mike Reese, quote, something about her did not animate correctly. The voice did not work for our purposes. End quote.
I'm glad you got the end quote in before that.
As a result, Joanne Harris, who was a regular on the show,
Mhm.
ended up being the voice of the character, having already recorded a temp voice in which she did an impression of Shelley Long's character Diane from Cheers.
Right.
O'Hara is still credited at the end of the episode. Catherine O'Hara was also in the movie Beetlejuice.
She was indeed.
That's right, and we'll be talking about that movie. Yep, and we'll be talking about that movie this Friday when the second episode of our new bi-weekly podcast, Movie House, goes out.
Mhm.
We're doing Beetlejuice 1 from 1988 or 7. 1988, I think, 'cause it was the year before Batman. And the year after The Lost Boys. This was originally... There was originally a more subplot with Mo and Colette,
Mhm.
but it was dropped as the writers felt it didn't work.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is fair.
That's fair.
Slap yourself in the lips with it.
Just get the more fucking... That's fair, yeah. Colette applies for the barmaid job, just like Diane did in the Cheers pilot. Good luck crediting that. Colette applies for the barmaid job, just like Diane did in the Cheers pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Then Colette sleeps with Mo, just as Diane ended up dating Sam, played by Ted Danson.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, Colette leaves Mo's to pursue a movie career. Actress Shelley Long famously left Cheers to pursue a movie career, but never found the same success she had on the show.
Fair enough.
So there's that line where Mo's like, well, she left to be a star in Hollywood, but I think she was better off here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Producer Sam Simon had previously worked on Cheers as a writer.
Mm-hmm.
He contributed to Colette's dialogue as he had previously written for the Diane character.
Mm-hmm.
When asked if the premise of this episode was based on his tumultuous relationship with Matt Groening, Simon replied, quote, "That may be true," end quote.
Okay, fair enough.
Sam Simon has since passed away, but he was also married at one point to Jennifer Tilly,
Oh, okay.
who's the voice of Tiffany in the Chucky series.
Yeah.
Barney is given a Norm-style entrance by
Mm-hmm.
a character who's meant to be the Woody Harrelson character from Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
who's never mentioned outside of that reference. The
Yeah.
other bartender that Mo hired.
Yeah.
And the Flaming Moe's theme sequence is a direct parody of the Cheers opening.
Yeah, I clocked that one.
Aye, lots of Cheers stuff in this one.
Yeah, I noticed.
Ooh, there was originally a joke where two gay men mistakenly think Flaming Moe's is a gay bar due to the name. Matt Groening was glad this was cut to, quote, not draw attention to it, end quote.
Attention, presumably, to the fact that the name could be double entendre.
It's just an odd thing to say.
It is a bit of an odd thing to say.
Lots of people saying odd things. 3 quotes so far, and all of them are a bit,
Yeah, they're all a bit weird.
Kip Lennon, who was the singing voice for Michael Jackson in Season 3, Episode 1, Start Craving Dad, sang the theme for Flaming Moe's.
Alright, okay.
It has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
According to a newspaper article, Moe's Tavern is located on Walnut Street.
Yeah, I noticed that.
On the, not just the newspaper article, in the news headline.
It was the news headline, and also
Someone says it.
someone says it. It's he's like something of It's Walnut Street instead of Wall Street, like the Wolf of Walnut Street or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. That's in the magazine cover,
Right. Okay.
not a newspaper headline.
Yeah.
Who wrote these trivias?
Who did indeed?
These trivias.
3 dead mice, apparently.
Rest in peace. Sweet angels. Sleep now in heaven.
Aye.
This is one of the only episodes of the show to mention a junior high or middle school in Springfield. Mo mentions it being across the road. However, that location has since been host to the League of Extra Horny Gentlemen's Club, and also a motel.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
This episode marks not only the first use of the Ion Springfield segment, but also the Hollywood-esque Springfield sign, which can also be seen in the Simpsons movie and the Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yes.
David, this is a new segment.
Oh God, here we go.
It's called Bad Trivia.
Okay. I'm ready.
This is a bit of trivia that I saw for this episode on IMDb. Hope you're ready.
Here we go.
This episode aired 2 to 3 nights before Queen singer Freddie Mercury announced he had AIDS.
The fuck?
Yep. Yeah.
Why?
I'd like to point out that had 0 on IMDb. You can upvote helpful trivia
Yeah.
and downvote unhelpful trivia.
Yeah.
That had 0 upvotes and 13 downvotes.
Yeah.
An unprecedented number.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
That's the end of bad trivia and trivia in
Good.
general.
Good. Well, they're dead, so we'll see.
3 dead mice. 3 dead mice. Lay them to rest with a little cross. Na 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 na. 3 dead mice.
I think like Disney and the Star Wars fucking universe, we're gonna shove a few thousand volts into that fucker.
Somehow 3 blind mice returned.
Yeah. We're gonna make them die 7 times before they die. Just like Leia.
Remind me next time we do 3 blind mice trivia, I need to bring them back to life.
I will.
Seeing as Flaming Moe's is considered one of the most iconic Simpsons episodes of all time, how does it hold up in your estimations, David?
As one of the best
One of the most iconic episodes of all time. One of the best regarded, as you could say.
I would say that's maybe a case of probably still true for those people that are massive Cheers fans.
Yeah, this episode does heavily rely on the legacy of the hit sitcom Cheers.
Yeah.
Which might have still been airing in 1991.
Maybe. I don't even know.
I've seen about 2 or 3 episodes of Cheers.
Yeah, I think I've seen one full episode of Cheers and maybe the opening credits of a second. And that is the extent of it.
Whenever I travel to the big city in order to see a band playing, I'd book a hotel room for the night.
Yeah.
After coming back from the gig and sitting down in the hotel room, ears ringing, muscles aching, covered in sweat and piss and spit and dirt and sweat, we'd turn on the TV and it was always Cheers that was on.
Right.
So I've seen a couple of episodes. I've probably about 3 pieced together.
Right.
I've seen enough to understand. I've probably seen about the same of Frasier, maybe slightly more of Frasier. I've intentionally sat down to watch Frasier at some point. I think I watched one of the Christmas specials. I think those shows maybe don't. I won't say this for Cheers actually. Maybe Cheers is really good. I think Frasier maybe just. I like how we're talking about Frasier. This isn't Where's My Caviar, a Frasier podcast. Frasier actually works in radio, which is the 90s equivalent of podcasting. I wonder if in the Frasier reboot he's a podcast host. But that's neither here nor there. We're not here to talk about Kelsey Grammer and his iconic role as Johnny Frasier. We're here to talk about The Simpsons, in which Kelsey Grammer plays Sideshow Bob. He's not even in this episode.
No, he's not.
This episode's all about Mo.
Mo, and cheers, apparently.
I think this might be the first, what you could call a spotlight episode for Mo.
Yeah.
He's been floating around in and out. He's in a lot of episodes. He's in season 1, episode 1.
He is indeed.
With a very different look for his bar and his face, and his clothes and his hair.
Yep.
And his whole smell. You
get the scratch and sniff episode.
I didn't need. I was scratching and sniffing something. My hand, I think. I think that's what I was scratching. Pork scratchings.
Oh, good.
That's right, Mo Sislak. I just thought this was a really great, almost too great spotlight episode for Mo, because it really, we do this every episode, but in future Mo spotlight appearances, it's always trying to emulate the success of Flaming Mo.
Right.
Sometimes he's framing Homer for a crime and sending him to prison.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he's training Homer to be a boxer and then airlifting him out at the end. My God. Sometimes he's trying to commit suicide and then he accidentally catches Maggie when she's fallen off a bridge and he becomes like a surrogate father to her and Homer gets jealous. It's always the same basic grand design. Mo and Homer are bartender and customer / friends, or learn some sort of a lesson or whatever. What do you think of Flaming Mo's? Would you ever drink a Flaming Mo?
Yeah, probably would actually.
Maybe we should make some. We should have done it for this episode.
That would have been
a bad idea.
It would have been a terrible idea.
For the season 3 end of season recap episode, I will make some Flaming Mo's for us.
We'll see if we can find a recipe somewhere.
I've got a recipe.
Oh, have you?
Yep.
Ah, very good.
I think I looked up for something else, but I do have it somewhere.
Okay.
But I think I have a couple, so we could find the best one or the easiest one, cheapest one.
Yeah, definitely the cheapest one. And we'll give it a crack at some point. But yeah, I would drink a Flamin' Mo.
Good. Okay, I need to think of something else to say now. You've fully
slapped it down,
You've
ended
dead
that
end-
conversation.
you've,
Fucking dead.
you've dead ended another one. Did you drink a Flaming Mo? Yeah, I reckon so.
Would you?
I don't know. Actually, yeah, I would. I've been to I was at this pizza restaurant, an Italian kind of, not Italian, just a pizza place somewhere recently
Yeah.
in the city, and I got this cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
This was again before I was going to some sort of a concert or some sort of a gig,
Mm-hmm.
and it came in like a potion vial filled with smoke and like a wooden cork in the top.
All right. Okay.
It got popped open and poured in my glass, and I thought it was one small cocktail, and it nearly put me on my arse. It's fucking incredibly powerful, and it tasted like it had been smoked. It was incredible. Whenever
Wow.
whenever I am in the city, the big city, and I go back to that place, I order that cocktail, and I've got some sad news for you. Very recently, they stopped using the corks because apparently people were fucking stealing them. So now it's a cloth.
Yeah, for fuck's sake.
Aye, because we've run out because people stole them all, and we don't really feel like ordering more in to again be stolen. So, cloth. Alright, so it's a
Very
Molotov cocktail now.
Fucking hell. Very good.
What did you think of Aerosmith being in this episode?
I think that it still kind of works because they're still known enough by a good portion of people that it's still relevant even now, I think.
I think I'd say that they overstayed their welcome. Fine, have them in for that opening scene where they're in the booth and then Mo gets them up on stage to sing,
Yeah.
and then they're just hanging around for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, I think they really had to, or really felt like they had to get their money's worth for paying Aerosmith.
Yeah, they kind of improve that in the future. There's like episodes where they have Mick Jagger
Mm-hmm.
or like George Harrison on
Yeah.
from the Beatles
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and Rolling Stone respectively, and they're able to kind of have them pop in, do their little bit, and then disappear. Same as Paul McCartney.
I think they actually, I think they've already done a musical guest appearance better,
Oh
because that was the Ringo Starr one.
Oh yeah, we've had that.
And we discussed about the fact that we liked the fact that he's, it's a big star, Ringo Starr, obviously,
Mhm.
and he's in it for like one sentence,
Yeah,
and that's it.
and
it's-
he doesn't come to Springfield and meet the family.
Exactly, yeah. He's not doing all that shit, and the whole episode isn't on him. It's a Marge episode,
Yeah,
and Ringo Starr happens to be in it.
yeah,
And this should be a Homer and Moe episode, or a Moe episode,
and Aerosmith and
and Aerosmith
Cheers
in it.
references are all over the fucking shop.
Yeah, and it should be that Aerosmith is in it. Yeah, sure, do a Cheers, whatever the fuck.
I like the Edna Krabappel joke.
Oh,
She's in
yeah,
the bus
yeah.
with the drummer. He's like,
Yeah.
my stick's back.
Yeah, I like that. She's getting pretty fucking desperate now, isn't she?
She's
awfully some
Flamin-
worried-looking sailors at one point as well.
Trying to get Homer,
Oh god.
Bart's dad of all
Yeah.
people. Flamin' Moe's had some sort of an effect on Edna Krabappel. She is slushing it about big time. Yeah, I just don't get why Aerosmith are hanging around for the entire episode.
I like that they were in it, but I think it obviously could have been done better.
Yeah,
It could have been done better. But I liked the fact that they were in it. I quite liked Aerosmith.
they're alright.
Yeah.
I like that one song they did.
I liked
I would do anything for.
that's Meatloaf.
I know. You know what the funny thing is
I
about
don't
that?
want to miss a thing.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing is about that joke.
Hmm.
The song I was trying to sing to be funny, or the
Hmm.
song I was going for, was that Bryan Adams song from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, fuck.
You know the one?
Yeah.
Love.
You know it's true. Everything I do,
I do it for you. That was what I was trying to go for.
There we go.
And no, I would do anything for love, but I wouldn't do that. Which is Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Good. But I want to point out, though, I did think this was a good episode. I think Flaming Moe's is great.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I definitely agree. This is a great episode.
There's a reason this is a prototype episode that people use as a blueprint for future Simpsons episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's almost perfect.
Yeah, I think if you toned back a little bit of the Aerosmith, I think you'd basically have it as a really good cracking. I'd say perfect episode, really.
Yeah, and I think one or two of the Cheers jokes are a bit too far.
Yeah, I think they're very heavy on the Cheers there, but I think some of that's to do with the producer and his previous involvement in Cheers.
I think if you cut out the reference to Colette leaving to be an actress and they got to go or you just sit there.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking horrendously dated joke.
Yeah, and it's not
clunky
even
line
funny.
as well, not funny.
It's not funny. So why would you even leave it in there? Like, why would you have it there? It's pointless. What do you think about Moe in this episode?
One of the things I love about this episode, I'm bypassing your question. What I love about the setup for this episode,
Okay.
or maybe that's the setup for the main plot,
Yeah.
is we cut past the preconceived notion that sitcoms have, where it's like, oh, you have to have the flaming Homer is made at Moe's, and then Homer leaves, and then Moe gives the flaming Homer to someone that's a big success, and he calls it something else that's his name, and there's this big stretch of the story where Homer knows that Moe is successful but isn't drinking the new drink, and he doesn't know that it's his drink, and blah blah blah, the fucking blah. Pointless mystery that makes no sense because we, the audience, are in on the mystery.
Yeah.
It's something that only sitcoms do, and it's useless storytelling. It wastes time. I love that Moe just steals the flaming Homer out from under his nose, literally right in front of his face.
Right in front of him. Yeah. Has Homer make a flaming Homer, and then tells the guy who drinks one that it's a flaming Moe, even though Moe hasn't even made one yet.
Yeah. Homer says the flaming part.
Yeah.
Goes flaming Moe. It's a flaming Moe. I'm Moe. I own this bar.
Yeah, I'm Moe.
Drink, that's my drink. What are you looking at? What's wrong? What's up, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that story element. Cuts right to the cheese.
Yeah.
Any quick final thoughts on the episode, David?
None, mate.
Well, then it's time for David's one bit of animation that you actually quite liked. David, what is your one bit of animation that you actually quite liked?
Well, Connor, my one bit of animation that I actually quite liked is the still frames, actually. The sort of cartoon style still frames when they're doing the whole
really
Cheers bit. But it's I just like that you did a lot of that sort of pencil shading across people as well. It was hash line sort of shading.
Yeah.
And they almost the way they would have almost done it now is by basically just taking a still frame of The Simpsons and shoving a filter on it.
Aye.
But the way they did it then obviously was not the case. But it just looks really cool. I just like the it's The Simpsons but without really being The Simpsons.
Right, yeah.
But it is a case of usually it's something that's just a little different or a little bit more interesting.
Aye.
Usually because it's different, it's more interesting.
Stands out more as well.
Stands out, yeah.
Well, I think we can probably wrap it up there.
Yeah.
This has been Insert Brain here.
A Simpsons podcast.
Fuck off. This has been I'm tripping. This has been Insert Brain here, a Simpsons podcast. I've been your host, Connor, and with me, as always, has been my co-host, David.
That's been me.
We'll be back next. I thought maybe you'd say a funny little bit.
Never.
Never say something funny on a podcast.
God forbid.
We'll be back next week to talk about Burns Verkaufen der Kraftwerk,
Well done.
the 11th episode of this season. And you can check us out on Instagram at InsertBrainHerePod or on Twitter at T422.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to check out our website, insertbrainhere.podcastpage.io. You can listen to us again on Friday when we'll be talking about Beetlejuice on our other podcast, Movie House. And until then, we'll smell you later. Homer. What's his name? Flaming was his game. T422 Productions, honey boy.